Oh, you guys, the bird is here. So they have a wild bird friend named Baby they've had for 5 years.
Come here. He's like, I'm nervous. There he is. Hi, buddy.
Well, he's obviously bonded to you guys.
Oh, yeah.
We are thrilled to be partnering this year with Wasatch Community Gardens on a virtual version of their Urban Garden and Farm Tour. In this special series of videos, we'll be showcasing some of the many creative, experimental, and downright beautiful urban gardens and farms in the Salt Lake City community.
You gotta smell those.
Smell those stinkers. Chocolate flowers.
Oh
Baking
my
chocolate,
gosh.
right?
Yeah, they do smell like chocolate.
Every morning, like we get up and it's just this whole area smells like baking chocolate.
Today, with Wasatch Community Gardens Community Education Director Mary Beth Janrick, we're visiting the home of Chris and Tara Harlan, longtime friends of Wasatch Community Gardens. Their garden has excellent examples of crop rotation, pollinator gardens, and also houses the most spoiled hens in the city.
This is an Airbnb.
Oh
Look at
my
that.
word.
Come on, what? Yeah.
They have wallpaper in their chicken coop. So Tara and Chris, thank you so much for having us come visit your garden. Could you tell the viewers a little bit about how you came to be acquainted with Wasatch Community Gardens?
I took a compost class at Wasatch Community Gardens. And after that, we went back and I'm like, Chris, can we have a compost bin? I want to compost. We went on a lot of tours.
Yep, we went on the tours every year, loved it.
And every year we'd go on the tour, like at the beginning, it was kind of the beginning of moving in here. We'd want to we couldn't wait to get back to our yard and start doing something.
Becoming inspired from what we saw,
Yeah.
and then, yeah.
And then you ended up being hosts on the tour.
Yeah.
One year I know that your site was the most visited site. I think everybody wanted to come meet Fern Meadow.
Ladies!
Come on, everybody. Hi. Ladies. Hi, sweetie. What's her name?
Ann Amelia.
Ann Amelia.
Our sweet little Buff Orpington, Ann Amelia. She's 1 year old. She's just super sweet and affectionate. And she's the queen of the younger flock, the chirpies, we call them. She's a sweet girl. This is Queen Pistol, naughty girl, Fern Meadow. She's a speckled Sussex. She's the most curious little hen that we've had. Follows us everywhere, is into everything. Fern Meadow.
So Tara and Chris and Fern Meadow, would you tell us a little bit about your experience as urban chicken keepers?
It's something that we've always wanted to do, and so finally when we got our own house, that was like the first thing on the list was to get chickens, and so here we are 7 years later with a bunch of sassy little hens.
And they're like the stars of Instagram, right?
They're just fun to have. I mean,
well, they're really, it seems like they're really part of your family. You know, they're
Sure.
not
Yeah.
just egg producers.
Right.
Yeah.
oh yes.
They're weed patrol, they're all kinds of stuff. We have like very little bug problem, few earwigs, but they still get a lot of them. We call them the Destructicons because they do
They
tear
are.
up, they do tear up a few little plants here and there.
But yeah, it's nice to have this spot because when we're doing new plantings or trying to get stuff established or just not have them totally destroy the yard, they still have their area, but we can let them out when we choose to let them out.
Right.
Come on, ladies. Let's go get him. Come on. Go get him.
And they just add a ton of life to our yard and a lot of destruction, but it's worth it. But yeah, I can't imagine our yard, it would seem empty without them.
So what would you say are the most common reasons that a gardener, someone that grows food and flowers, would also want to keep chickens?
Their poop can be gold.
Golden poop.
Golden poop. I mean, we use all the leaves from our yard and their poop and compost that and use that in our gardens. So they make great fertilizer.
This is incredible. Look at these fresh blackberries.
Have a berry. Hey, look at that guy. That's a name on it. Yeah, and maybe you all want berries. Help yourselves.
They're huge, you guys. And then these are your beautiful flowers. I mean, look at these. These are stunning. What
Yeah,
are
I like these. Those are the globe amaranths.
Wow. You can tell I do a lot more with veg than with flowers. But these are just stunning.
We decided last year that we weren't going to do as many vegetables this year, and we were going to do more cut flowers because we needed to give some of the beds a rest. So we're like, it'll be a fun change. But yeah, these were the beds that we always had, tomatoes and peppers. And we don't rotate them every year because we only have so much space.
Right.
So it was a lot of just adding a lot of compost each time to the soil.
You know, by doing this, you're kind of achieving a crop rotation. You know, you are resting the soil and not extracting the same nutrients from the soil by growing the flowers. And so it's like a succession planting or crop rotation.
And we planted our first dahlias this. We're like, okay, we've never done them. I know you always have them. You always have pretty
dahlias, yeah.
So we just like, okay, let's just get 5 tubers and just see how it goes. But I can see how you can go overboard.
Oh my gosh! I mean, when you're looking at a catalog and there are 200 varieties.
This one and this one. I know. I'm like, how do you narrow it down?
I noticed your Swiss chard. Is that to protect
sparrows?
Sparrows.
Oh, I was wondering if it was your chickens, but
well, they'll eat it too. But
this is actually a pretty clever solution. I'm guessing that you guys designed that and built it.
Yeah.
And it works well with it. We tried it last year with we had beets and Swiss chard there. It didn't work with the beets because I don't think they were getting enough light in there. But Swiss chard, it works.
If people are interested in becoming urban chicken keepers, backyard chicken keepers, what are a couple of things that they should start with? How should they introduce themselves to this?
I think the biggest thing is just do lots of research.
Instead of just deciding that you're going to go buy chickens because they're cute at the
know what
IFA
you're getting
and bringing
into.
them home, maybe have your setup figured out in advance.
Definitely.
Because as you point out, they're live animals, and whether you have them just as egg producers or as family members, it's still really important to understand how to care for them.
Correct. Yes. They won't be laying eggs for another, sometimes until they're 20 weeks old or older. So they don't just start producing eggs right off the bat.
They would be very tiny eggs.
They would be very
Thanks so much for following along with us on today's tour. We hope that this tour has inspired you to create the garden of your dreams. Follow Wasatch Community Gardens on social media for tips, tricks, workshops, and webinars to help you get there.
I hope you enjoyed seeing Chris and Tara's garden. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And if you want more information about Chris and Tara and their fluffy hens, please check out our blog post at pbsutah.org/moderngardener. For Modern Gardener, I'm Lizzie Brousseau.